Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. This video is going to be a little different than some of the videos that I do. I normally focus on a lot of Silver Age and Golden Age comics, but I kind of want to give some respect to the modern age of comics. And I wanted to sort of highlight some series of comics that I really like from the modern era. And the one that I'm going to showcase, I'm going to give a little bit of a synopsis, so it might contain spoilers, but I just want to sort of mention some really modern good reads. I mean, I personally really like the olden age stuff, the golden age, and more classic comics. But there are some really good modern comics. So, without further ado, I want to show you just one. I'm going to do a series of videos about the modern age and some comics to read. This one I just want to recommend. And it's called Stillwater. I've only read the first four issues. I think they just came out with number five. But it's a really great series. Kind of interesting series. I was a big fan of like the Twilight Zone and some of those like more bizarre kind of stories, like Outer Limits and Night Gallery and all those kind of things. This to me kind of fits in a little bit into that. It's one of those stories where somebody is given an invite to come to this town, and he's told that he has to go to this town, meet the judge of the town, and he might have an inheritance. Now he's sort of down on his luck, so he's curious. Hey, what's going on? Might as well go to this town and find out. Maybe I gonna have lots of money. So he goes to this town, and the town is very odd. Like people are just very strange there. And the first thing he experiences is he sees a boy falling off of a building, and it's like 30, 40 feet up. So this boy should be dead. It just killed. And so he sees this boy land. He's like runs over to try to help him. He's with his friend. They both run over to help this little boy. And the boy is just mangled. He's like splattered on the ground, but he's alive. He's not dead. So they run him over to the local hospital, or like it's really just a doctor's office, and they try to get him help. But nobody in the town seems to be alarmed by this boy falling onto the ground. It's like, why is nobody caring? And what happens is, and I'll show you some of the other covers while I'm saying this. So it's number two. And what happens is that they take him to the doctor's office, and the doctor's like, "Oh, don't worry about it. He'll be fine. He'll walk it off." He's got splattered. Um, and number four. Um, and so what happens is, they bring him into the doctor's office, and within a few minutes, the boy is fine. He runs out of the doctor's office, and so they're like, "What the heck?" He's like, he should be dead. He should be totally dead. And what happens is it sets up that kind of weird situation. What if, what if you could go to a place where you do not die, where you have the amazing powers of like Wolverine kind of like thing, where you can basically regenerate and heal, and everybody in that town who lives there has that same power. Okay, because something about that town protects people and makes them live forever. So that's the synopsis of the story, and it's really interesting comic because it's really dealing with how would that society work. Would they have to keep it secret? How do they keep it secret from the rest of the world? And it sort of sets up a whole bunch of situations where they are trying to deal with that whole synopsis. So it's interesting story. I've only read up to the first four, but there's some really amazing things that happen in it that are just crazy. Uh, like they bury a woman alive because that was the only uh, punishment that they could think of, where they could really punish somebody because people heal so quickly. So if being buried alive is like a form of torture. So just imprisoning them is not good enough. So they have to kind of torture people to make them, feel like done something wrong and feel like they've been punished for their crime. So that's the kind of level that people have become because their mindset has really changed because they're basically immortal. So things are kind of interesting. It's a good series. I recommend you check it out. There's other series I'm going to mention in future videos that you should really check out. And I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a very short, a little bit of a spoiler video in terms of some of the information I share, but um, I recommend you check it out. It's called Stillwater. Just came out. There's 5 issues so far, and I would like to hear what books do you recommend. Like, please leave them in the comments below of cool series that are going on right now. So thanks for watching.